Hey everybody, this is Matt Schaup. I am the M in M&E Painting, and I am joined today by Danielle Scarzello for another episode of Meet the Team. Meet the Team is all about our audience, our clients, our vendors, and people just to connect with us and learn about the people that serve our company and ultimately serve you at the end of the day. So Danielle, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. So I was reflecting back and just thinking about how we've known each other over the years and how you had a chance to, like, the stars just aligned. And
Really
and I mean, literally 6 months ago,
Yeah.
I don't think we both would have been thinking that we'd be working together.
Not in this sense.
Not in this sense, because we were. So talk a little bit about how, just your history with M&E, and then kind of the transition leading up to how you ended up working here and wearing one of the shirts.
Yes. So to attempt to make a long story short, I had been working with M&E Painting for the last 5 years at my previous place of employment. And M&E Painting was one of my top clients, and I absolutely loved working with them. And like Matt said, the stars aligned. And Matt reached out and asked if I would want to consider being part of their team. And I was already looking to make the switch, and it made sense. And so we started talking, and now I wear the shirt.
And here we are. And I remember, like, just certain moments and points of business, like, really vividly. So we have two previous team members, Melanie and Casey, who were leaving right about the same time. And we were all sitting at a Starbucks right over on Horsetooth in College, just figuring out how we were going to transition, because they're both key positions. You're a marketing director. And so we're talking about how do we transition these positions out, and we were all brainstorming, and we literally, the three of us were sitting there, and we said, who would be great for this position? And it was just about at the same time we all just said Danielle. Like, Danielle just jumped right out of our mouth. And I mean, I literally jumped right on the phone, and you said, Matt, I'm so glad you asked. So there's a certain degree of respect we want to have to vendors that respect us, and we always, follow those channels. And I reached out and I said, hey, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. And here we are. So talk a little bit just about, right, you were ready to leave the company that you were at. It was time for a change, and you could have selected, you had hundreds of business contacts. So what was it about us that made this position appealing for you and your family?
There was quite a few things that were appealing to me about M&E Painting, but number one, and still my absolute favorite reason for working here, is our company culture. With my last place of employment, it was starting to feel like it was shifting, and it wasn't an environment that I enjoyed being in, even though I did love the work. But ever since I made the shift to M&E Painting, it's such a close-knit group. It really does feel like a second family. We joke around together, but we also work hard at the end of the day. We're all very service-oriented and customer-driven people, and we just love working together.
Talk a little bit more about just what you do with the company. And you, one of the things is you kind of transitioned the position a little bit coming into the company. So talk a little bit about both of those.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Totally.
So what Casey was doing before was just marketing for the company, and she did a fabulous job.
Yeah, awesome job.
Shout out to Casey. We miss you.
Woo-hoo, we do miss you.
But part of my position now is it's more of a hybrid, where I'm bringing in a sales tactic as well. So I would describe it as a 50-50, right? So it's a hybrid of marketing and sales. So there's a lot of outbound and relationship building that's happening, but also a lot of social media and billboards that we're working on, and just really exciting campaigns and ways to talk about M&E Painting with the Northern Colorado community.
And you and I, we were just hanging out. Probably, I was drinking way too much coffee, but we were hanging out. You're drinking tea, I'm drinking coffee, and we had this crazy idea. And we're not going to share about what it is, but we have a new ad commercial, maybe concept coming out that we brainstormed up. So that was pretty fun. One thing that I have to talk about is I've definitely grown and progressed in business and learned a lot just about how to build relationships and grow with people over time. But at some point, I can't remember when it was, you shared with me kind of your first impression of me when you met me. So talk a little bit about that, because I knew it's probably true looking back. Like, I totally agree, but I thought it was kind of funny, and we talk about funny stories here, but share a little bit more for everybody about that.
So my first interaction with Matt, and this was my first big girl job out of college. And if you've ever taken a disc profile, you'll know that Matt is a high D. And I have virtually no D in me at all. And so
D meaning that I am very direct and to the point.
Direct, to
maybe
the
aggressive.
Point, maybe a little dominant.
Maybe assertive.
Or a lot dominant.
A lot. Okay.
And so I was terrified of Matt when we first started working together. Very nice guy, but every time he would call, I would have my notepad out, my pen, I would have to prepare, and I would have to just be ready for like a 30-minute phone call where he would just hash out all of these ideas with me and just really almost use me as a sounding board for his campaigns and marketing ideas. But I think that almost planted the seed for why we work so well together now.
Well, because now I do the same thing. You're just not scared of me anymore, right? Like
Exactly.
he's kind of a nice guy, I guess.
Yeah.
So, talk a little bit more about what you like to do outside of the position. So, like, who is Danielle outside of the professional working marketing sales Danielle?
Yeah. So I am married to a wonderful man, Greg, and we have a dog, a little Jack Russell Buddy. And we just like to spend time outside. We love to go on bike rides. My solo time, I love Pinterest and I love trying out new recipes. I love wine. And I absolutely love to read. But we do a lot of things together, and I just love being social and making new friends and going out and meeting new people.
It just made me think, do we have a wine policy here about drinking wine at work? Do you drink wine at work?
No, I don't
No?
drink
Okay.
wine.
I don't know that we have a policy about that. But our HR director left, so I don't know. I don't know how that works.
There's a time and a place, and I promise this is water in this cup.
Okay, all right, cool. But you can't see, you don't know. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. For everybody watching that's maybe eventually thinking about applying for a position here or hiring us as a company, right, when I interview you and you interview me, it's a mutual thing, and you can show me your best resume. We worked together, so we knew who we were, but we made a lot of promises to you, and you made promises to us, but those have to play out. But now that you've had a chance to let the position play out, and you've really implanted yourself into the family, what would you say to the audience about why it is that you continue to work here and what makes us different and just what's appealing? And you've talked a little bit already, but talk a little bit more about that.
So the thing that really stood out in the interview process was that Matt wanted me to interview not only with him, but with the team. That was the biggest focus. Was it had to make sense and it had to jive that we all click and work together well. So for me, that stood out above the rest. The benefits could have been amazing. The pay could have been through the roof. But that made me so happy, is just seeing how everyone works as a team and just making sure that it was a good fit and not only just in your mind.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciated that. And why I still love working here, I don't think I could stop listing all the reasons, truthfully. But we have amazing clients. We have great vendor relationships. Matt is a great boss most of the time.
Except when I scare people.
No, Matt is an excellent boss. And it's just such a good culture to be in. So
Awesome.
I love it.
Well, thanks for the kind. How much do I owe you for those words? we have an agreement, right?
A bottle of wine, please.
It's been fun to team up with you on the marketing side.
Oh,
So,
well, thanks.
well, you're very welcome. Well, she's gonna go drink some wine. I'm gonna go get back and have some crazy marketing ideas. And thanks for tuning in. So, again, as in all of the Meet the Team videos, we just wanted you to tune in and get a chance to meet the people that serve us and serve you. Be sure that right up in the top corner, should be right over Danielle's face, I think, is the next episode of Meet the Team is there, so you can get a chance to meet everybody. So until next time, I'm Matt Schaup.
I'm Danielle.
Danielle, thanks again.